if you feel that sensitivity, it is not bad, or to feel that shame, it's just part of why we then became who we were, why we shut that down, and then we went into our defense mechanism, functioning. I can do it all. I help everybody else. I save you, I go up in my head and become that brilliant kind of guy that impresses everybody and, doesn't give a shit. Yeah? And underneath, of course, it's not true. The heart is young and very alive and very sensitive and very powerful and playful, but the first thing is often that sense of shame when we start to touch it, feel it. Then, of course, as you know, in relationship, unless you dare to really be vulnerable, it's very, very difficult to be intimate with somebody, and that's the beauty of relationship, that when you get into it, it is so nourishing and so yummy when you allow somebody to really see that most, in a way, that such an intimate part of yourself, and at the same time, if we get hurt, it's very hard to keep that door open. But what I actually wanted to say, once we go to a deeper level of the heart, what is actually, this is our emotional relating heart, where we, and conditioning, relating, that part of our heart. When we go a little bit deeper, we have, what the Sufis call the sacred heart. And there's actually a place once the heart is more open, you turn within. And then in the heart, you actually, we talk about the longing, but it's actually the place where you really come into either prayer or where you really connect to the beloved. And I thought it was such a beautiful thing. The Sufi called it the place. It's a place in the depths of our heart, sacred heart, and the Sufis called it the place with no name. So it's an intimate place that has no name, where we really connect with the divine. Where we have our own intimate connection with the divine. And everybody has that in their own way. But for me, the important part is that this is there, and then we also open up our heart and also are with other people. Some people only want the connection with the divine, but they then don't want to connect with people because that's so challenging. Yeah. So in my understanding, we need both. We have that connection with the divine in the depth of our heart, what is really like the most sacred place to be in. It's very, very intimate and very private. And often beyond words. And everybody has that in their own way. And yet we also have to learn how to love, and how to relate, and how to be open to love, and how to meet respectfully and not shut down, and how to stay sensitive with ourselves and another person. And that is usually the more challenging part. But I always, for me, they both belong together. Some people only go into relating and they forget the divine part, and some people only do the divine part and they don't want to go into the you-me business because it's too painful, or too humiliating, or too much betrayal, or too much disappointment. And I think relationship gives us incredible opportunity to see ourselves. Nothing teaches you as much as relating does. Nothing much shows you your dark side and your shortcomings and your the places that are unconscious than a relationship or relating. I think it's a wonderful way to open up and to really to learn about yourself and to see where you're at, if you're willing to really take responsibility, as we try to do as much as we can.